My name is Dave Lockwood. I'm with Remove It Pros Demolition. So we have three channels. We have Remove It Pros Demolition, we have Remove It Pros Junk Removal, and we have Remove It Pros Pure Entrepreneur. The Pure Entrepreneur site is the one you're on right now, and this is us teaching, just taking you on the journey with us as we learn and grow and do some of the stuff we do, and also learning from some of the mistakes we've had in the past. Showing you the entrepreneurial part of what we're doing and how you can make money doing this stuff. I'm about 50 of these vlogs in. Russell Brunson, Alex Hormozy, they said until you got about 100 of these under your belt, you're really not going to be very good at it. I am happy with the success that we've had with this. I really haven't promoted it a lot. We're starting to get, we doubled last 2 weeks ago. We doubled again on the site again. So I see this is going to start growing, and it's kind of exciting. So what I want to talk to you about is advertising. So how we started this business and how we advertise. So when we first started out, we were broke as could be. We were advertising on Craigslist. It was free back then. Didn't really have a Facebook marketplace back then. I did advertise on my personal Facebook page, and I did Coroplast signs. Coroplast signs are these little plastic signs. They sit on the side of the road. They got little metal stands that you stick into the ground, and you can put whatever you want on them. They're not very expensive. You can buy like 100 of them for like $500 or $600. Very effective. As soon as I could, and as soon as I had one, as soon as I had a box truck, I put all the things we did on the side of the box truck, and I used that, and it really helped out. Because what would happen is I'd be working with somebody's neighbor, and the next door neighbor would come over and say, hey, can you get this, or can you get that, and so on and so forth. So it's really worked out well. So I also did Google AdWords, and this is what Google Ads was called back when I started doing this. Now, I wasn't very good at it. I was a novice at best. You know, anything that when you're doing an entrepreneurial thing, you're wearing a lot of hats. You may not get proficient at everything you do. You may struggle with it. And I really struggled with the Google Ads. It was very complicated. It did work. When I put it on, it was very expensive. If we were slow or whatever, I could pick up work. I used it to get into the neighborhoods that I wanted to be in, and it was worthwhile to do that. I could advertise like Naples tile removal, Naples junk removal, Naples kitchen and bath removal, Naples selective demolition, stuff like that. So I targeted where I wanted to go. Now, over the years, what's happened is we're 95%, 98%, 97% word of mouth. So most of our growth comes from other people telling other people about us. So now we're going into this new marketplace. Well, you know what? I don't have word of mouth. Now, what I did do right is we have all these Google reviews, and I can open up and go into new markets and open up my location areas, and guess what? My Google reviews are going to show in those whole areas. So now I just doubled the area that I'm going into, and I'm able to fly 1,000 Google reviews versus most of the companies that do the kind of work we do. They have less than 50. Most of them have less than 20. Very few of them had 5 stars. So it really makes you stand out. And these are important things when you're advertising. So now I'm doing Google ads. I go to Logan. This is 10 months ago, 8 months ago. And I say, hey, dude, you know, we're doing a lot. I'd like to hire this company to do our Google ad stuff. We just had started doing machine-driven demolition, which we have never done before. About a year and a half ago, we just started it right after Hurricane Ian hit. We had thought about it for a long time, and we finally pulled the trigger on it, and it's going off fabulously. We're running 2 crews. We're running wide open. We're booked out for months. So it's very cool. So at any rate, I hired this company. And I want them to promote the machine-driven demolition that we haven't done before. And I say, hey, here's what I'd like you to do. I'm doing it now. I don't think I'm very good at it, but it's working. Okay? It's working very good. And I I want to hire you and I want to do better. I said, do you think that you can do better for me than I can do on my own? He said he would increase what I was doing by 100%. Okay. And I believed him. I asked him 100 questions. I've been doing this stuff for a long time myself. He knew what he was doing. So we hired him. So immediately after hiring him, I filled out all the paperwork he wanted, gave him control of our site, and so on and so forth. So the first thing he did was he turned off our current Google ads. Okay? Then he put his in place. Now I'm dealing with him, Sharp. All of a sudden this other girl shows up and she's implementing this stuff. Now she's from another country. She doesn't understand American customs. She doesn't understand the way, she understands English, but she doesn't understand how us Americans interact with each other. So I'm concerned. So I call him up and I say, hey, there's this situation where she put something on and it was obvious that she didn't know what she was talking about. She didn't have business sense about something. So I talk about him. He's no problem. I'll get it taken care of. Da, da, da. So guess what happens? He doesn't get it taken care of. And what ends up happening is I try to get a hold of him and it takes me 4 or 5 days to get a hold of him. He had this thing all screwed up. So they turned all my ads off, which were working. And then he put his ads into place. Well, he put them into place and they went through this learning phase. Well, they never came out of the learning phase for 4 months. 4 months. I couldn't get my ads to turn back on because of the way he had this set up. So we went on for a period of time, and what I ended up doing is I blocked him out of my account and fired him, and he was pissed. He's pissed. He actually called Google and told them that I was doing something illegal or whatever. And I've been around the block a few times. He unverified my company and I couldn't do some things for like 2 hours. I got a hold of Google, explained what was going on, and they turned it right back on. Pisses me off. So that's my experience. Now, if you talk to Alex Hormozy or you listen to him or you listen to Russell Brunson, they've had these same experiences. So now here I am. I'm like, okay, I'm driving down the street. I see this dude. This was 5-6 years ago. This guy's he's remodeling a house and flipping it in this really high-end neighborhood. It's blowing my mind because I used to do a lot of buy houses, fix them up, and sell them. Well, this is a $5 million house. He bought it from some sort of a celebrity that went sideways and they walked away from it. So he bought it from them and we were doing the demo for him. We did the demo on this whole house. And every day I'm driving up the street and I see this Rolls Royce. I'm like, man, that's cool, really cool, da 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 da. And I don't want to have a Rolls Royce, but they're really cool. I don't know that I would ever buy one, but they're pretty cool. So one day, the car's sitting in the driveway and I see the license plate on it. It says Top SEO. I'm like, wow. So this is the guy that runs Hertz. He runs Hertz Rent-A-Car. He is the CEO of Hertz Rent-A-Car. So I'm looking at that and I'm going, why would the CEO of Hertz Rent-A-Car have Top SEO on his plates? Well, I know why. I know why now. I kind of knew why then, but I didn't really know it like I know it now. Your advertising, you got to handle it. You got to handle it yourself until you have a superstar. That's all there is to it. So what ended up happening is I have, over the last 8 months, we're doing a lot of things. Okay, I've got the YouTube stuff, which is all new to me. I'd only watched YouTube probably 15 times before we started our channel. I've learned it from nothing. I love YouTube. I think it's the bomb. I really like our channel. I have had to learn everything. I'm 60 years old. I don't understand the things that the kids learned when they grew up with this technology. Now, I've gotten very good at it, I think. I like to think we have. We've been at it for 9 months, I think, or 10 months. We're at just shy of 5 million views, and we have 23,000 subscribers, and it grows about 1,000 a week. So, and I'm hearing a lot of nice things, and we're having people starting to ask. I'm giving free, having people start to ask for the things that we're wanting to sell, which is information on how to do this very specialized thing that we do, this very simple but specialized thing we do. So this guy, I mean, they knocked us out of $200,000 or $300,000 worth of advertising because they shut us off to put themselves in place, and then they didn't follow through. And then they delegated us to some person that was in India that didn't know their ass from a hole in the ground. It was so frustrating. So now what I've done, I'm using YouTube. So I've Davey Fogarty, Alex Hormozy, there's a bunch of other guys that do this stuff, and I'm learning from them on how to do it. And it's not very complicated when you know. So now probably I'm not an expert, but I'm just getting past novice, and it's working for us. It's very effective. So I'm pretty excited about that. Some other things that are going on, looking at new locations up in Sarasota, very excited about that. However, we get up there, the place I really wanted to put our shop, well, it has 4 foot of water on it, the whole neighborhood. So we don't want to be there, so that's cool. Went and looked at a for sale by owner thing. This lady had a ad on Craigslist. I went and looked at her property. It's not zoned properly, but she's surrounded by commercial stuff, and I think I could get it moved over to the zoning. And desperate realtor said something about owner financing. So I'm gonna make a call on Monday and see if there's any possibility that we could end up putting our trucks there. And it's plenty big enough for us to grow to 20 or 30 trucks and stay in the same spot. And it's really close to our scrapyard, like 1 football field away. And it's 1.5 miles to one dump and 0.5 miles to another dump. And it did flood, but it didn't flood like this other area. Now, guess what? I can build it up. I know that. I can dump there and build it up. So I'm encouraged by that. If we end up getting that, I'm just going to call that a God thing, because what are the odds that we would find something that close to everything that's perfect, that the lady will do owner financing and all this other stuff? It's just crazy. One more thing I was going to talk about was we did our scrap metal video. We were told if we brought the scrap back to this place that they weren't going to let us film. So, and if we did come there and kind of forced it, they were going to have us trespassed. So we decided we just go ahead and go up to Sarasota. So while I was up there looking at property, I walked in and I talked to their girl at the front desk, and I said, "Hey, we got a YouTube channel. I don't know if you remember me. I brought a bunch of metal in here a few years ago. It was over $100,000 worth of metal." And I said, I'd like to film. And she said, "No way, no how." I'm like, okay. She didn't even let me finish. Okay. So she's a gatekeeper. I have a gatekeeper. I have a couple gatekeepers. It works. So I understand that. So what I did is I went back and I looked him up, and I found the owner's name, and I emailed him, and I said, "Look, I had a wonderful experience with you guys in the past. I brought you several $100,000 worth of metal over the last few years. I said I would really like to film here, and I am going to film a wonderful experience. I haven't dogged the other company. I haven't dogged them. You guys have. You guys have, because they're doing stuff it's not right." So we go to this, and what a wonderful experience is what I was going to say. We're going to have a video out on that this next week, and it's just a crazy experience. And it's really cool because I was able to walk each one of these bins over. They're set up a little bit different, so they bring a big bin up to my truck, and I can dump all my stuff into it. I don't even have to take the cans off my truck if I don't want to. And it makes it a lot easier. It makes it go faster. So we're driving an extra hour to go there, but it took us like an hour and 20 minutes to unload, where when we go to the other place, it takes about 3 hours. So even though it's closer, it takes us 3 hours. So we're pretty much, it's a wash on time. Then, when we have a location up there, it won't matter. So anyway, that's very positive, very cool. And so that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to talk about on this video. Is if you're using an advertising company, dude, I don't know. I would do what Alex talks about. He tries to get them on board, to get them up and running. He only uses somebody that was recommended to him, and then he works out a deal so that they train him, and then he trains his crew, and then they stay on as a consultant for a period of time, and he pays them a little bit differently for that. And he's at a whole new level now, and that makes sense. He's doing hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stuff, and we're really just getting to our second location. So, but anyway, it's Remove It Pros Demolition. This is Remove It Pros Pure Entrepreneur, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.